sitting on the curb.
See, this is where Kravac really like started to make headway with me.
Yes.
Because this song basically just started as verse, chorus, done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
right
really
into
it.
right?
Yeah.
And then, but he just took like the ingredients of the verse and the chorus.
Yeah.
And he like cut like half the chorus.
Yeah.
Switch it, flip it, bop it, twist it.
Yeah.
And he would like straight up like, okay, this is the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
And the arrangement on that song is batty.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's so wild.
Is that the one that has like threes? It has sections in like 3 times around instead of like 4, and it's like
he basically dissected that thing.
Yeah.
And put it like together. Like he ripped it all apart and then pieced it Franken-stitched it together.
Yeah.
And it actually like worked out to be not a monster.
Yeah.
It worked out to be like, wow, this is okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the vibe is just really cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun to play live too. But I would, if you tell me that it's this many, this whatever, I would be, I can't play this.
Yeah.
But
well, I think that's one of those, if you looked at it on paper, if you were right
That's what
down
I'm
the
saying.
arrangement on paper, you'd be like, what the?
Exactly.
But then you listen to it and you're like, oh, it doesn't sound weird at
Steve
all.
Kravac,
Right, totally.
good job.
And so
It
I
flows.
remember him cutting it up and then showing it to me after just like an acoustic thing.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, check this out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I can do that.
there you go.
Right.
And then we actually made a video for that one too.
Yes.
Which we filmed back on the Big Island.
In homage to the movie North Shore.
Yes, absolutely.
And wasn't it right after yet another accident?
Yes, it was right after you and Dub got into an accident. That's why you're not in the video, I don't think at all.
Well, I am a little bit with the.
Yeah.
We got banged up.
Forgot about the flip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
we-
driving
into lava.
Yeah, driving over Saddle Road, the old
Right.
Saddle Road.
Yeah, Old
Trying
Saddle
to get
Road.
to the gig in Hilo, and you
Yeah.
guys were already there. Oof.
Yeah,
We got lucky on that one. We got
Big
everyone
time.
got out alive of that one.
Yeah.
But another accident.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then we filmed the video and filmed part of it, the cliff jumping
Yep.
scene down at End of the World.
Brought a
and,
I know,
and-
Uncle
yeah,
Purple.
Uncle Ferbs. Oh, and
Rodent. Don't
Rodent
forget-
had to jump off End of the World like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah,
I
it was a
remember.
trooper.
Which is like it's a regular Tuesday. For
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
exactly.
Totally.
But he didn't do that weird suicide that Uncle did, like the face.
Oh God,
first.
that was nuts.
How did
Bro,
he survive?
Uncle Ferbs doing that suicide was nuts.
That was an actual suicide.
like holding his legs, I think.
Yeah,
Like
and Andrew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
God, we had the Bradas in the house.
Yeah, we were crushing it. That was sick. I remember the shot of that coming out of, was it Mox? No, Myulas?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
a sick dirt road shot with, what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Butterfield? Butterfinger.
And whose truck is that?
Yeah. The
guy
Faw's
who
truck.
shot-
Yes.
That's Faw's
That's
truck.
Faw's truck.
Yeah, like the
Wow.
1988
Yeah,
Toyota or
right.
something with the wood
Yeah,
wood
yeah,
flatbed.
yeah,
And they're
yeah.
chasing Rodent, and he's just like the scared Rick Kane Holly running towards the camera, and in the background is just a
It's a great shot.
Blala-mobile. And I remember Uncle Furpo had gave you guys old traditional Hawaiian War Club props
Yeah.
with
Right.
the
It was-
shark teeth.
Yeah.
It just looks so our version of North Shore. So sick.
Yeah.
So sick.
And how was Andrew snapping the board against the porta
Oh
potty?
yeah.
God.
Paw.
So we got our version of North Shore and our version of Weird Science.
Yes.
Out of Kona
Yes.
Town.
We are
Nice.
hugely
Yeah.
inspired by movies.
And Too Much is our version of
Of like Desperado.
Desperado, yeah.
But also, wait a minute, even in Sitting on the Curb, that bust your stick shower scene is from Johnny Castle's movie. Or Johnny.
yeah.
It's from War Child.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So we
Point
got a
Break.
couple movies.
Yeah.
right there.
All of it right there. And that's funny. Too Much is our Desperado.
Yeah.
Which is our next song.
Yes. Yes.
Too Much.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Check you.
So
out.
Too Much did Kravac have some? He kind of he kind of turned this one inside out
I'm
too,
sure
right?
he did.
As
But
far as
before even Kravac, how old is that song? Because wasn't that on
Steady Boy?
yes,
Boys.
what year do you think that was? Was that
97.
Okay, 97.
97, 98. Right when we
yeah,
first
yeah,
started.
yeah.
So this is the first stuff we recorded was Too Much. What else do you think? Was Bonefire on there?
Bonefire.
Which was Ska 1.
Ska
Yeah.
1. Blunt.
Blunt was Ska 2.
Pavarotti.
Because you're talking about the
Pavarotti,
camel. Because
New Beef.
that's the
New Beef,
camel.
Pavarotti.
That's
Camel
the Camel.
CD.
And
Yeah,
do we
yeah,
have
yeah.
anything before that? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
Yeah.
So that song is so old.
Oh wait,
and
what about Rick's the demo at Soundwave?
Yeah,
But
that's
that was
that's
late- wasn't that
Pavarotti.
later?
that's okay. That's all. That's okay.
That's
yeah.
Pain in Your Ace.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's like
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
Ska
yeah,
5, by
yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like,
Bruh.
yeah, we started to name them after Ska.
Yeah.
But shows you how far that's even predating Giving It.
So Too
Holy
Much,
sh-
Too Much is like a relic.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
so-
yeah.
A relic that
old.
never got released. It's like
No.
even like things on Giving It,
Yeah.
were newer than Too Much.
Than Too
That's
Much.
what I'm. That's why
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
don't think I
nuts.
knew that.
And so when Too Much finally like was released,
Yeah.
it was so watertight.
Yeah.
I don't think Kravac had that much to do with it.
Okay.
I mean, we'd been playing it for long enough. Jesus
Because
Christ.
that was definitely always one that was heavily weighted evenly between like punk rock and reggae.
He took
guess
the
it was, yeah.
bridge,
Yeah.
which is now the outro,
Yeah.
and he put the bridge
As the outro.
Which is the
chord change.
to me, yes.
D, A, F sharp, G.
So that was the bridge originally?
That was a bridge originally at Cat Piss. And then when
Okay.
he hears like, yeah, we don't need a bridge. So we're going to put it at the end and that's the outro.
Yeah.
It's Kravac.
Which makes a lot of sense because there's the punk rock part right at the beginning.
But more
breaking
mature,
up the-
why break it up, right?
Yeah.
Because then we got the solos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why. He wanted Don Horn
Oh.
to really lay. I couldn't play the part. He was just like, hey, we need to get like a Les Paul and like a real player in
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
To jam it.
You did play the part. You just didn't play that part of the solo.
Oh, because on the recording, it's the
Which I think is pretty fucking sick. Even now, the way you play that solo when you're not, if you played in that form.
So Don took the first half?
No, you ripped. Now I can't remember.
Okay.
But either way, you designed a sick one, a really sick solo. Because I remember that solo was Real Mental, Stone Love solo, Stormtrooper solo, Mean.
Yep.
Did you had one on Hose that you played or no? No, that was all horn.
No, that was
was the
just me mouthing it.
yeah.
Okay, so
keyboard
you
and
were
horn.
hot on the fucking solos, but for whatever reason, Don Horn was in the studio because the line,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
Ryan Imigard, that's the guitar player.
Yep.
He was a ripping guitar player, and that was one of our favorite bands too that we didn't know about or hear about before.
Dissimilar
And we
was already
fucking
out, right?
loved
Yeah.
the line.
Oh, yeah.
And he was there watching over us the whole time, and he has a different guitar, different style. And Kravac is like, bro, we got to get some of this on there. So he got, I think,
Well,
played.
Kravac was like the line's biggest fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
a lot of that distorted guitar and crunchy shit that maybe we didn't know how to play or the tone wise he would mix and match. Don Horn played on Kona Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
And
And,
lot,
it's sick.
actually.
And that solo was a 50-50, but it would have never been the same because what you had before versus his kind of other thing just went in. And to that day, it's pretty wild. It's like two trains hitting each other for a really cool fucking solo. I
That's
still
like
really like that
co-creating.
solo.
I love that.
I like that.
But yeah, so that's what he did. He took the bridge out, put a guitar solo in, and then the bridge became the outro.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which works way better.
Still one of my favorite songs to play live to this day. Good job,
The
gentlemen.
please don't let me go part. Like
Yeah.
at the end, it's like that. Like when you hit that part, it's like
Yeah. We're going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it all worked out.
It all makes sense now.
Hey, did we skip Boot?
Oh, did we? Hold on.
Sick.
We didn't talk about Boot.
Yeah, after a host.
Yeah,
we did.
Oh, sick.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Let's,
Guys,
Yep.
Hey, this is
how-
like a
Hey,
live show.
Yeah.
This is like a live show.
Congratulations, Pepper is a live band.
what do you mean we missed that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So going back to Boot,
Yeah.
which,
Let's talk about it.
which I remember with that one, I don't think we recorded at Cat Piss, did we?
No.
Or if we did, it just didn't have the dance gets hot part.
I don't remember that.
I think it did have the dance. That I think we did pre-record it.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Okay.
I think because this one I remember recording. Do you guys remember the one on the 15 that Bird Rock Studio?
Oh, my God.
Oh God,
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we
Shit.
record.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah.
And that was,
Oh,
and
you know
that,
you remember
that was pre-Kona Town.
that was
Yeah.
pre-Kona time. We're still like trying to like,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
was with Thomas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and other people.
And I think, and I'm pretty sure Blink. I think Blink recorded
Yes,
at the Bird
you're
Rock
absolutely right.
place.
Which is just
Right.
falling around Blake
Yeah.
at this point.
yeah, you can't forget about Thomas, the engineer over there.
Yes, absolutely.
Because so we recorded that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it was the same as Kravac's version.
Yeah.
So it's a little fuzzy there.
I just remember
it's real
I just
fuzzy.
remember Kravac introducing the dance gets hot part.
Okay.
Where I think we went straight into the chorus
Okay.
before.
Now, was that lyrically?
No, the whole part.
whole part, yeah.
Lyrically and the dun
Okay.
dun dun. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I
got
think
you.
that part just wasn't in that early version.
Right.
I think we went straight from the verse just into the
It
chorus.
feels like what he was doing, his production role to kind of help us break things up.
But I think other than that, that was the only thing that Kravac added.
I remember that this song was inspired by our first trip to Bend, Oregon.
Oh yeah.
this is what I remember.
Yes.
This is what I remember is
what was it? The Golden Trail. What did we call
It
that?
was like Ben's best bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
we
that,
called
that whole era.
But we
of
called
shows.
that-
called
yeah.
that run something.
Yeah,
like
did we
the
call
old-
it like
the Oregon Trail?
The Oregon Trail.
Trail,
Yeah,
that's it.
Right.
with Coach in the back of his truck.
Yeah.
Yes,
ran-
and we stayed at Mama and Baba's house.
Yes,
That
we
was our-
stayed at Coach's
Yes.
grandparents.
We-
We
And
ran-
remember, we were the good kids?
yeah.
Well, as far as they knew.
Well,
Yeah.
But because Tyler
Yeah. Coach would get in trouble.
for smoking weed.
Well, he was very naughty, if you think about it. At his
And
grandparents' house.
We rented a U-Haul.
Yes.
and
Took his
strapped
truck.
it to the back of
Silverado.
Coach's
His Silverado.
Silverado.
That was-
because we didn't think that Vanilla would make it, right?
Oh, she
Our
wouldn't
Dodge
have.
said
yeah, she wouldn't
Come
have.
on, let's just be
100%.
honest.
Because she didn't make it to that Jack Johnson, so we tried to drive in reverse.
Oh, that's right.
Cloud wasn't even there.
I
They're
wasn't
like,
even
oh,
there.
you
We
were
need
you to play
stuck.
with Jack. Yeah, we
Yeah.
almost made it.
I was in England.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was stuck
You
because
weren't
that
even
was
there. It
after
was
9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember we tried to make it in
Yes.
reverse?
Yes.
That's tough on a freeway.
Well, we tried to pull out. We were like, Cloud was stuck in England because
Yeah.
of 9/11.
Oh, that's
and we got some opportunity to open up for Jack Johnson
Yeah,
in like
some
Santa Barbara
sick beach
when
life
Jack
festival
Johnson was
thing.
first like starting
man,
to blow
that's
up.
that's a dream.
And then
Brush fire
and then
for it, too.
Brett and I were like, fuck it.
We gotta
we'll,
go.
We'll just do it.
Yeah.
We got to go. We roll up, pull onto the freeway right off of like the 78
Yep.
or whatever. And then
What's
not
on?
going anywhere. We're like, fuck. So we can't accelerate. So Brett pulls over. Brett was driving. I was in shotgun. Pulls over. And then, won't go forward. Realize the only way we can go is in reverse. And we're right off the on the shoulder of the 405. So somehow we reversed back down
all
the
way back.
Yeah, all the way back down.
You want to know what that song was about on Giving It?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Because, bro, that Golf didn't have reverse good.
Yeah.
And I always had to park in a certain way. So I had to, bro.
Right on the hill.
Yeah.
It's, all,
So you can
it's a
neutral
circle.
out.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
He's a circle leader.
Yeah, because that was just important to get out of there alive for a second. But we didn't get that show.
So we knew that the van wasn't going to make it. So we were like,
Call Coach.
I don't even know if he was Coach yet.
No.
I think
Oh,
he was
okay.
probably just
I
Isla
still-
Boo at
Isla
that
Boo,
point. And we were like, hey, maybe would you want to come and we can drive your truck and we'll rent a U-Haul. And, go visit Mama and Babo. And then
go.
that Oregon Trail run, like you said, Boot came out of it.
Yep.
From that first time in Bend, Oregon.
Because we ran, the shows were so sketchy, guys. The shows themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, there were no people at some of them.
Yeah.
And even when there were, those people were like wild people.
Yeah.
We played a skate club.
Yeah.
A
In
skate park.
Ashland?
We were just.
We played an
living-
Italian restaurant. There were also,
Yeah.
See what? Thank you.
Yeah.
There you
played an
go.
Italian- and then also there were these like underage clubs.
Oh,
yeah.
They were just like barns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
barns that
Yeah.
you just go in.
Yeah.
And like kind of a stage.
Yeah.
But
Like-
not really.
Hey, something's happening at the
Right,
old barn.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're like, what? And all these punk rock kids and randos just
Yeah.
show up.
And that's where the Coach was unofficially born, though, because
Yes.
Absolutely.
eventually it led to like, oh, you're our tour manager.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
He's like, what do you mean?
What do you say, Coach?
Yeah. Oh, well, you've been basically doing what a tour manager does. So how about we just keep this going? And
Yeah,
he's like,
you're the
okay,
tour manager.
sounds like a plan.
What do you mean I'm the tour manager? We're like, in Revenge of the Nerds, how the Alpha Betas, right? They're called is it Alpha Betas.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a coach.
They got a coach.
Yeah.
And that's John Candy.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much like our
not John
or sorry,
Candy.
John Goodman.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you like yell at the team and tell them what to go, and then they go and they play the game and they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
But then back to going and hanging out at Mamo and Babo's in Bend.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
We basically sent it so hard with
yeah.
them that Blowout of Town
We wore out
was
our
born.
welcome. We wore
Yes.
out our welcome. And I think Coach may have said, it's time that we blow out of town.
Yeah.
We need to blow out of town.
Yeah.
And we're like, what do you mean blow out of town? Blah,
It's
blah.
like we've worn out
Yeah.
our welcome, like you said. If we don't get out of here,
The
Yeah.
we could die.
are on their way. And
We might
you
get
guys
arrested,
did
possibly die.
Oh
So-
my God. Just,
Right?
Boys.
Yeah.
That is one of the most authentic. So we had
So,
to call
yeah.
that song. It wasn't a joke. Your boys would live in real.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then what do you think musically? Like that's like such like a throwback to like a Barrington, like
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
lot of that
absolutely.
shit that we were soaking up
Yeah.
from the Don Wesley.
Yep,
That
yep.
was a
And then-
mature way to put in the punk rock into the reggae, but
Yeah.
not do this is reggae and then there's some punk. It was kind of like
That's the dub rock.
Yeah.
kind of made a peanut butter PBJ.
Absolutely.
Dub rock. There you go.
That's the dub rock.
Okay, we're back on track now, guys.
Okay.
All right. And speaking of Jack Johnson, we have Tongues next.
Oh, really?
Because Too Much, make sure we're not skipping Too Much was before and now Tongues.
Okay, good.
So now
Yeah.
Tongues. So that's wild. Number one. Why is there an acoustic song on there?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
Didn't we-
because every one of our bands growing up
that we liked.
had an acoustic track.
Oh yeah.
and
good
we're
call.
talking like Nirvana.
Yep.
You know?
Oh,
We're,
Yeah.
we're
what, like Polly?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we're talking Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was like this like
Little
industry
throwback there.
standard
Oh,
Yeah.
of having one acoustic song
Wow.
Yeah.
on the record. And then of course, when you heard like the Black Album, Robin in the Hood.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Steel Train,
yeah,
Boss
that's my
DJ.
favorite.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So all that kind of stuff, like, okay, well, we
Yeah.
have to have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that is like,
Well,
okay,
and we
this is-
played so much. That was our everything.
Yeah.
And we loved jamming.
And what did did Kravac have a big deal with the arrangement on that song too?
He may have, and maybe you guys remember this, but
Yeah.
people don't know. But did I play guitar on that?
might.
Because
I think you might have.
I
Which
think
is,
you might.
but just take that in for a second. So I don't know what happened there, but I sure did try my darndest.
Yeah.
And I remember there being like a little overdub of guitar or something like that. Honestly, I black out on the memories of recording that, but I think that set us up to record a full circle with the good thing, because the guitar was already kind of dialed in, right? And I think, I'm not saying it was done the same day, but like,
Yeah.
I think we felt like we needed to have like that acoustic song on there.
Yeah.
And that one was always kind of jamming at Annie's house.
Can't
remember?
believe you nailed Pauly.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
That's real sick. But you're right. We needed that. Just like we needed a DJ in our band.
Yeah.
Well, here's a couple of things that we understood that what makes an album.
Yeah.
Songs, skits, and
Yeah.
that one acoustic track.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
That is what makes an album, right? From our 90s upbringing.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kona Town.
Gotta have that. Because would you think that like the acoustic song could almost be like the ballad, right?
Ish.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You mean like talking about the 80s?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I got
How
you.
the 80s always had the ballad.
Exactly.
Like,
Every road
yes.
has
Thank you.
its
Oh,
own.
nice.
Yeah.
Right,
Going back.
exactly. So all those ballad, yeah.
Yeah. So it's all part. So now, before we get to the last song, though, let's talk about how if you look at the original mock-up of the artwork for Kona Town,
Which we have hanging, right?
There's another song on there called Four
Oh.
that didn't end up on the final album.
And we never finished it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Ska 4. Which we were just going to shorten to be called Four.
Right.
And we recorded just the music
We
with
recorded
Kravac?
bass, drums, guitar.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
No,
We
no
actually
vocals.
tracked it on the tape.
We
Yeah.
tracked it on
Kona Town.
tape.
Yeah, we
And guess what we don't have?
Well, we don't have Kona Town.
The masters of Kona Town have been disintegrated.
Yes.
So that
Not by our
song
choice.
is also disintegrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a trip, right?
In
Yeah.
case you guys ever wonder why we don't do a remix or do a
revamp.
49th anniversary remastered.
It's because
it's dead, guys.
The masters are not in the computer.
I would like to say that usually it's our fault, but this isn't.
Yeah.
You know who
for
you
once.
are. You know who you are. But it kind of keeps it classic.
But you're
Can't
right.
change it.
Yeah.
4 was like a strong banger for us in the live
Yeah.
show
Oh, yeah,
days.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Margaritaville,
Yeah.
China Beach, like all those ones.
Totally. And
High energy.
Definitely one of the more like accomplished songs of the Given It era, because that was definitely Given It era.
Oh, that was.
But it made it.
4.
Yeah, but it
Right.
made it through where we almost ended up.
It almost ended up on the album.
Yeah, because obviously, if we tracked drums and some like basic tracks for it, Kravac
Yeah,
was
we
like, this is
intended on
pretty
it.
solid.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it just got it just lost priority basically.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't remember. I didn't even know that we tracked
Probably
it on
time
there.
and money.
Yeah.
But I know that we were doing that live, and we were like, we got to put this on the record. And we we tried.
Yeah.
We tried Kona Town.
Yeah. And if you want like a kind of a loose example of what it sounded like an Unsafe Bridge-ish type of like
Bluntish.
yeah. Yeah.
Bonefire?
Bonefire-ish.
No, they were all their own skas.
Yeah, they were all their own,
this
but
was
same,
4.
but same vein as
Yeah.
like an Unsafe Bridge.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
more.
absolutely. It was almost kind of like no effects, Scott.
Yeah. I remember it was like that.
Good ska.
It was like that ska guitar intro, and then there was like a bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
I
don't care that much anymore.
Yeah. Those chords.
Yeah.
Remember, I was telling you, our chords were on point. And I don't even know if you fucking knew that, if there were Z minors or whatever, but I was like, that was one of my favorite things.
I'll pretend I know, but I don't really.
Well, whatever is happening, it opened up the door for like, oh my God, the bass line can be anything, even if it's not in key.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was like, that was like a lot of early freedom back then. Wow.
So then the official last song of the record, Office.
Office.
Yeah.
For real.
Yes.
Office.
Yep.
Which
And
is
so
a killer,
Office again, going back to Kona Town, right?
killer story about Kona Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the place where you could go and get a drink underage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you rolled in with your coworkers that were all over 21. And so you kind of just,
Blending.
everyone's dressed.
Blending.
Everyone's dressed in their work outfits and you just kind of just maneuver yourself in.
Hey, what's up?
Hang out, and get into it.
And Kona loved having those couple bars, like they had
Sam's Hideaway.
Office, where you could say, you could tell your wife or whatever, oh, stay going to office somewhere.
yeah.
And then they also had, I don't know. Remember that
the
bar?
I don't know bar.
Hey, honey, where you going? I don't know.
Hey.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
What the bar?
So-
I didn't lie to you, babe.
So Office was an actual bar that was a staple in Kona when we were growing up.
Almost a sneaky.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also too, like I wasn't drinking. Like I didn't go there to like really pound.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things where let me see what this is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't like heavy boozing.
Yeah.
Not until like we got to the mainland.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
Like,
So would
turned
you
it on.
say the lyrics are an observation of what you saw?
Exactly. It's a perfect observation reporting.
Yeah.
Basically,
Of what you
right.
saw in that literal bar called The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Back in Kona.
Yeah.
In the fucking early 90s.
And then it's just something new again. It's a scene. It's like not like ice blocking. It's not going to the jacuzzi. It's not sneaking into the Hilton.
Yeah.
No.
This
Yeah.
is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, this is heavy. Like you're like understanding now more of the world. You're understanding why 2-3 people going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, together.
Yeah.
You're understanding watching people just like suck them up and
Yeah.
like kind of like,
Yeah.
so what?
So what?
You know, and
Yeah.
like make.
But I thought that was
Yeah.
his. Oh.
Exactly right. It's like
Those-
okay. So he's like you start as the Office was a perfect, like a re-entry to Earth.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like so this is how Earth operates at this age.
Yeah.
Versus the past, and right, you got to understand, like we were on the cusp of late teens to 20s, right?
We had to
all
grow
of
up.
us.
Yeah.
So we're trying to like we're going into the next decade of our lives,
Right.
And then just to observe, like, oh, so this is
Yep.
how things are done in the new world.
Yeah.
That I'm about to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Life moves by pretty fast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And what's the I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but what's the they know just one drink line have to do with
Oh, they.
The-
good question.
Can I just repeat the words real quick?
Yeah.
Here at the office, we know just one
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Oh, the one drink is every drink.
There.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's we just know one drink.
Yeah.
and it's every drink.
It's anything.
I'll have a drink. Yes, you will.
Yes, and it's any drink.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't know what to order. What
Yeah.
do I like? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's a martini?
Yeah.
me-
You know, I have no idea. What's a
Well,
cosmopolitan?
like you said, going into that next decade of your life.
What's
too.
a margarita?
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
like
yeah.
truly, what is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So one
amazing.
drink is everything.
Yeah. Fucking A. Cheers.
Ah.
Cheers to that.
Well
And
done,
that wraps
gentlemen.
up Kona Town.
Yeah,
Good.
Kona
Hey.
Town. And then
Great album. Nice
Good album.
work.
Yeah.
Well for you guys. Well done.
Yeah, thanks Kravac.
You did
Thanks
it.
Immigrant.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks,
everybody.
Ben.
All right.
Thanks everyone.
See you next time.
All right.